All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of the Chips and Chops podcast. Today, I want to thank our sponsor, Soccer Meets, which is it's one of my favorite places in South Bend. It's one of Kaleo's and David's favorite spots.
Definitely Kaleo's.
Yeah, first time here. But it's it's a collaborative workspace. There's a 24-hour access. There's conference rooms, Wi-Fi. You got the podcast video studio. It's an awesome place. I also want to thank our new sponsors. They're supporting us financially and emotionally, Evan Winicky and Axel Brera. So thank you guys. So today we have on Kaleo Kakalia, right?
Kaleo.
Just Kaleo?
Yeah, just Kaleo.
Okay. Wait, what was your last name?
Kakalia.
Kakalia.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
Bro, where's it like?
It's Hawaiian.
Hawaiian,
yeah.
That's what I assumed. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Kaleo went to Marion last year.
Yep.
I heard of him from you guys made it to state. You're the hooper on the team. You're one of the good players. So I heard about him from there, and then actually our last we had Dennis Cuts on. Dennis was like he gave me a list of 20 guys I should have on. Kaleo was one of the first guys, so had to get him on. Yeah. So Kaleo, you went to Marion, right? Yep. And you played basketball there. Were you on varsity for all 4 years, or?
I swung freshman year, and then.
Really?
Yeah.
So 3 years on varsity?
Yeah.
At
How,
Marion.
were you just like how tall were you? Like was it your height helped you or?
Yeah, because you're like what 6'5", 6'6"?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been 6'5", 6'6" since like freshman year.
That's
much.
crazy.
That is crazy.
But like at the beginning of the year, I was just like swinging JV. Then at the end of the year, I started getting more minutes on varsity, which was pretty fun.
When did you start hooping?
I would say like started hooping. You guys know River City?
River City. Yeah. It's not
Yeah.
River City.
Wait,
Rollers.
like, what
it's
is
not
it,
River
though?
City Rollers. It's
It's a.
I don't even know if it's a thing really anymore.
No,
it's
I
kind of a
don't think
low
it
key
is.
thing.
It's at the YMCA.
It's YMCA.
Wait, but
Think
have you
my-
heard of the River City Rollers?
No.
So I've been on. It's a wheelchair basketball team.
Okay.
Mix of able-bodied and disabled people. So I've been on the team since 7th grade, so 5 years. David just started. He started over the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's called the River City Rollers. I think they used to be at the Y, then they were at Beacon, and now they're at St. Clark. So.
But
yeah.
no, I think my sister did that. It was at a church as well. I think they have multiple sites,
Yeah,
maybe.
There's like upwards.
Up.
River
Oh,
I
City.
remember
it's
that.
upwards. Okay.
I
That's
remember
what it
that.
is.
So I've been doing. I started basketball like around like 5, 6.
5, 6.
But like my main thing for like most of like my life was pretty much baseball.
Baseball. Did
Yeah.
you do baseball in high school too?
I did. So I was gonna do a freshman year. I decided to focus on basketball. Then I like started missing it more. So I became a PO my junior year because they didn't have anything sophomore year.
Yeah,
since
PO.
COVID. Pitcher only.
Pitcher only.
Yeah, that was my main position. Did junior year. Then I tried to do a senior year. Since we went to state, it was
Yeah.
kind of like hard to get
Yeah,
back into
it
so,
it cut into your
so
long
I
off
didn't
season.
really
Yeah.
much time to train, so
I
decided
I'm,
not to play.
I haven't even been to a single high school baseball baseball game.
Oh, it's boring. It's boring.
Yeah. Who would you say are like the best baseball players in 574?
Best baseball.
Well, obviously
players.
gonna be the
like
guys
now.
committed to
So
Notre
Jace Lee,
Dame.
RJ Cromartie.
Yeah, Jace Lee's good. Chase Bays. Let's see. Say Bryce Hussein.
He's the
Bryce
quarterback
Hussein
for Marion,
played-
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, I
Austin
don't really
Jackson
know
Bays.
that much like younger baseball players. I knew the ones like in my grade pretty much, and the years before me.
Who are the great ones in your grade?
Great ones in my grade. I don't know. I know Mikey Compton.
Yep.
He's pretty good. Gunnar Ryans. He's good. Let's see who else. I don't know. There's a bunch.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
players that were good. That I can't think of it off the top of my mind. right
Yeah,
now.
I didn't know you played baseball.
Yeah.
I guess I just knew you from basketball.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
would you say you're a lot better at basketball than baseball, or?
Shoot. When I first started when I first started taking basketball seriously, I was way better at baseball.
How old were you when you started taking it seriously?
Like 8th grade.
8th grade.
Mm.
Where did you go to middle?
St. Matt's Cathedral.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think. Do you know Andrew Eliff?
No, I don't.
He
Okay.
didn't go there.
No. His like team.
He played.
I think he was on Christ the King,
Okay.
and like he always talked about it. Who else was on your team? Was there anyone?
You guys know Andrew Machika?
Andrew Machika. Yeah. He was like I remember there was like 2 or 3 names that like
Yeah.
stood out that like beat them really badly or something. Did you guys win the championship 8th grade year?
No, we lost.
To-
Lost to Declan.
Declan and
Yeah,
Darian. Yeah.
That's great. And then
that was
and
a
then those
team.
guys became your future
Yeah,
teammates.
Yeah. I went from hating them to be like loving them. Those
Yeah.
are
No.
my guys.
So
They're cool.
Wow, so you were a swinger your freshman year, right?
Yeah.
Bro, that's always so interesting to me. Like, I mean, I haven't really played a sport in high school, right? But I mean, I would rather like start on JV than be a bench warmer on. It could also stunt your growth. Like that's what I've heard. That might
Stunt your growth.
I mean, if you're not getting a lot of play time.
How could that stunt your growth?
If you're not getting a real game.
Oh, you mean like growth as a individual, not as growth as a height, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's.
Okay. I thought you were thinking growth of height.
God.
I was.
I thought you were the smarts, Dave. No.
No.
Yeah, and then you played. You know, you were on varsity from sophomore, junior, and senior year, right?
Yeah.
And
what were some highlights of that?
What were your favorite moments in your high school basketball career at Marion?
I would say definitely sophomore year we won sectionals. Would be St. Joe and like a nail biter to go to the championship.
Well, St. Joe Marion every year is such a banger of a game. No matter who Adams is playing, I skip the Adams game. It's you have to go to the Holy War.
Maybe I'll go to one this year.
I'd say that. Then definitely probably the sectional game this year. That was
St. Joe again?
no John Glenn.
John Glenn, no.
What was the sellout game? That was like
It
insane.
was
Penn Marion.
and John Glenn.
No, I remember I think it was my junior year, whatever the COVID year was. Adams played Marion, and it was just like we went from playing at Adams where there's like restricted seatings to go into the Marion where there was no seat restrictions at all. It was seats were completely filled, and it was such a cool environment. Like Marion's gym is such a good environment.
Yeah.
So that was last year, junior year.
COVID year. I forget if that's sophomore.
sophomore.
That would be sophomore year because the end of sophomore year.
Well, that's your junior year.
Your
Yeah,
junior
okay,
year.
okay.
So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
still seniors, yeah.
I was hurt that game. So
You were hurt that game?
Yeah.
What were some of the other highlights?
Definitely the bus like going like to state to Indy. That was probably one of the best moments.
Yeah.
And then like just hanging with the team in the hotels. To be honest, like playing was cool. Actually practicing on that court.
Yeah.
Like,
Where was it?
It was at the Gamebridge Fieldhouse. It was at the Pacers Stadium.
Yeah.
So you guys, that's really cool.
Yeah. So like all the teams that went to state gotta like practice on the floor before the day before. That was probably the coolest thing ever. Like you like don't like that perception from the basket is so weird compared to like having a wall right there, but you're just seeing like crowd right there.
That's incredible.
It was really cool.
Yeah. Were you guys up in that game? I remember. So do you know? My friend Jacob Haley. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't think so.
Well, he's a junior at Marion now, but yeah, he was telling me about it. It was like the most hype game ever. But he said the refs really. What was his final score?
It was I think 50 to 42.
Okay, that's still pretty close.
Yeah, we were up the whole game, and then like the last like 5 minutes they hit like 2 threes, and then had a couple mid-range jumpers, and we just couldn't get back into it. We pretty much put all of our like effort and just hustle into those last like few minutes, but we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Which is heartbreaking though.
I can imagine.
But I mean, getting there is such an accomplishment.
Were you,
I mean, sectional champions, regional champions. That's. I mean, only 2 teams get to state,
that's
and you were one of them.
Yeah.
Were you guys? Was your senior class? That's the class of 22. The only class that made it even to state.
Yeah, it was the first team ever in Marion history in basketball to make it to state.
Wow,
that's impressive.
Yeah, the farthest they made it, I think, was regionals.
Regionals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was with Devin and Demetrius.
Demetrius Jackson.
Wait, that's crazy
Wait,
that
was
team
that
never
Devin
made it
Kennedy?
to state.
Yeah. Yeah, Devin Kennedy.
They were on the same team.
Yeah.
That is
Bro, that's
crazy
so
that
cool.
didn't. 2 NBA players. I mean, Demetrius doesn't play in NBA anymore.
But
But
he made it.
he made it. Yeah, 2 people that made the NBA like didn't even get to state.
Sometimes when you got 2 like powerhouses, it's kind of not gonna.
Well, I guess it's kind of like Adams my junior year, super good, but there was Blake Wesley.
Yeah.
And his Riley team, and they kind of upset us.
The whole thing.
Riley?
Adams.
I did too.
They were super good.
We were
6 guys
such
that
a
made it to
stacked team,
college.
but yeah, and I mean 6 guys that made it to college, but they didn't play basketball. I mean,
No, they made it to college for sports.
for athletics, yeah.
That's
But,
like regardless, that's incredible.
yeah, that's incredible. The athleticism there.
The sixth man made it to college for basketball.
Yeah.
You don't find
Jesse?
that in high school.
I think it was Jesse.
Yep.
Yeah, Jesse made it too. Yeah, but it's just crazy how Blake just completely upset.
I know.
Adams.
I remember hearing about that. I was like,
There's a lot of bogus stuff that happened in the last 2 minutes, but I think a lot of people have moved on. So
Now, maybe we'll bounce back this. So who would you say were the best basketball players in 574?
best basketball players. Say probably Jaden, Blake,
Yeah, the guys that made it.
Yeah, Richard,
Richard Brooks.
Where did he end up going? I forget.
he went to JUCO to Iowa Western.
Good for him.
Iowa Western.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then I'd say Declan's really good. I mean, there's a whole bunch that are
Yeah.
just like.
So like the guys that, how many people were in your graduating class from like the basketball team? Is you and just Richard, or was there someone else?
We had another basketball player, Christian. He was a senior too, Christian Crockett.
Okay, it doesn't ring a bell. Did he go to college to play or no?
No, he just went to.
Okay, so
Yeah.
to get into that, did you like want to play in college?
Oh, for sure. Like that was my plan.
To get recruited.
Yeah, up until like I was trying to do it up until dang near like the last part of my senior year.
Yeah, you were really.
And then I just like, I got like a few offers like D3 and AI, and I wanted to play, but I don't think I wanted to pay to play.
Yeah.
That wasn't my plan to do.
Yeah.
And you know, I had this modeling thing going on, so I took the opportunity. I'd rather just save my money,
Yeah.
you know, and just build up what I have right now and just keep it going. I mean, if I want to play in a couple years, I could, but
Yeah.
it's just right now I'd rather focus
So-
on
It's something that you can
So
keep for
like
life.
you can take
That's
your, so he's in a gap year right now. So in that gap year, you can then come back off of that gap year and
yeah,
play.
you could, if I didn't,
I heard that LeBron James could come back if he really wanted to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
If I could wait.
Do you
like
still
2
train
years
or
and stuff like
not really?
Not really. I just work out.
Just work out in the
Yeah.
gym. Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to your modeling, when did you start modeling?
Sophomore year, so when I was 16.
When you were 16. And how do you
Is that the first year you can really do it, like legally, or
you could
no,
probably,
you could.
you can do it
start
with
when
parent?
you're,
You just need
five.
parent consent or
Yeah.
something.
yeah, I mean like
Okay.
you see
babies.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess that. Yeah.
That
Right.
is kind of weird. I mean no. It's but how did you get like your first gig modeling?
So, like, my brother had a friend that worked for my agent now.
Who's your agent? Or can you not name drop?
No, I can. It's Josh Grooms.
Okay.
He works for Room Models. He's a mother agent. So he had a friend that worked for him, and she's like, "You can model." And me and him like pretty much look like twins. We
You and who? Your brother or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
agent?
How
Okay.
much older is he than you?
6.
Oh
6
wow.
years. Yeah, but we look alike. So we're like, he's like an inch taller than me, but we look like
Yeah.
the exact same. So he
good
said,
gene-
she said
good
up a
genetics.
meeting, and he was like, you know, we look the same, so why don't you just come with me?
Yeah.
So I went with him. They ended up giving us both contracts. I signed mine. He just didn't want to since he already had like a career going on, and I decided to do it.
I mean, you might as well. If he already has a career, obviously he's not going to leave that. But you're
Yeah.
still in high school. You have,
Yeah, basketball.
Instead of-
school.
instead of getting a job, I mean, it technically is a job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
what's the day to day of being a model?
Like, is it? Yeah.
So right now, I'd say I have like maybe 2 or 3 jobs per week. It's a lot of traveling, a lot of like, you know, being by yourself and staying in hotel rooms. I mean, you wake up early mornings.
Yeah.
Wake up around like 7, get there about 8, get freshened up. You always gotta look good.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
Like, you gotta
obvious,
be
yeah.
shaved. You gotta be like to the point, and you always gotta look the same. Like you can't look different in any of
Yeah.
the pictures because if you're not selling what you already put out there, then they're not gonna want you back. And you gotta be polite. There's all these like unwritten rules that you gotta know before you go in.
Yeah.
I've made a bunch of mistakes. Like maybe like I cut my hair like differently or short.
Oh, and they like really notice
Yeah.
that and press you.
Yeah, like you'll get like a complaint, and like my agent will tell me if I did something wrong, or
Oh,
he'll tell
wow.
me if I did good. If I did good, they're gonna want me back. So
Yeah.
It
So-
sounds like a very like stressful environment, right? Like you're making money off making money off how you look that day. I don't know if that's something that you would struggle with, but
I'd say like my first couple shoots, I was really like pretty nervous. Like you gotta do. There's like movement classes you go to before even
yeah.
getting your first job. So you gotta do all those poses. You gotta have like a good like 10 poses that you're gonna do.
Huh.
And you gotta have like a good facial expression in every picture, pretty much. But like I'd say my first like couple jobs, I was pretty nervous, you know, trying to do my best. But after that, it's pretty much you're kind of relaxed. You already know what you can do, and
Yeah.
So you were doing 2 to 3 jobs, like after you graduated, right? Or after you graduated high school, doing your
So that's what you're currently doing.
during your gap year. How much were you doing during high school? Like
I would say like I would get a lot of jobs, and I'd have to.
you just
turn
weren't
them
able
down.
to take them because you
Yeah,
had too much school stuff.
because I actually asked like Marion like there's this rule that they only have like if you skip a day of practice, you have to sit. Like if you skip a day, you can't practice.
Or so like if you didn't go to school that day, you can't go to practice. Okay.
I could go to practice, but I couldn't like participate.
Yeah.
And if I skipped on game day for school, I couldn't play in that game either. And
that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, that was pretty much only them. And like I think, like I could have tried to do like a work permit thing where you have like that little like time of the day where you get off just because you have work.
Yeah.
But they still wouldn't let me do it, so that's why I couldn't really, do as much
So
jobs as I could.
So the main reason was basketball. So that was really because you were just really trying to make it to get to college. So you're like, modeling can wait, and I'll go basketball route.
Yeah. I didn't really want to like. I really wanted to focus on basketball. I didn't really even care about modeling. I mean, I cared about it, but it wasn't like my main thing.
And now,
Pretty much.
Would you say that you're passionate about modeling? Or is it just a moneymaker?
I don't know. Like, I think like in these last few like months that I've been doing it, I've been more passionate about it because it's like my career now.
It's also a cool thing. Like you could be in stores, pictures of you online. Like,
weren't you on like JCPenney or something?
Yeah, they got I did the campaign for Finish Line, and they had it like all over like
at the mall and stuff.
That's
something.
So cool. And at like 18, 19 years old, that's incredible.
Yeah,
Who else have you worked for?
A couple, I'd say Kohl's, JD Sports Finish Line, Route 21, a couple other online companies.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much it for right now. No, just
so it's kind of like they just hit you, like Kohl's will hit you up once or twice, like a month, and say we got clothes you got a model or something like that.
So like they'll talk to my agent.
Oh, they talk to your agent. They don't go through you.
No.
So does your agent have like a bunch of models, and it's like they hit the agent up what they want, and then he finds which model is the best?
So like sometimes they'll like hit them up and be like, we need a model, and then he'll give them a model they'll like them, and then they'll be like, yeah, we'll just use that model again.
Okay.
It's just kind of like a look they're looking for.
Yeah.
So if you're like they want like more like rather than white, they have like Mexican, Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
It just depends on what they're looking for right now.
Yeah.
So, your plan was to go to college and play basketball. When did you decide to, ditch that and take a gap year, not go to college at all, and pursue modeling?
It was literally this June.
This June.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like right when you were about to. Yeah. You go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I sat down with my dad, and I pretty much told him, I was like, I really want to get a scholarship, and like I don't really want to go like prep or JUCO because it might be just a waste of money. I don't want to go D3 or NAI because I'd rather save my money and do stuff I rather want to do. And I told him, I was like, I think I could take a gap year this year, do modeling, rack up a good amount of money, and just go on from there. Like either if I wanted to go to school like next year, or if I just keep doing modeling to see where that goes, or just something else, And I just didn't really. I think the big thing was paying for college. It wasn't really me.
Yeah.
Were you planning on going to a college? Like, did you? I mean, you have to decide where you're going by May 1st.
Like, did you apply like during your senior year? You obviously were probably applying, right? And it was just kind of like you got in and just didn't.
Yeah, I got into all the schools I applied for.
Where would you have gone?
It was either IU, Arizona State, or I think Florida State.
W group of 3 right there. That's definitely a W group of 3.
Those sound like fun schools though. I mean, like, I don't even know. Those
definitely
are
somewhere you could have thrived.
My mind was pretty much it was pretty much party.
Yeah, I mean, with those W group of 3, like I could see that.
If I'm going somewhere, I want to have a fun time.
Yeah, you might as well if you're gonna.
What would you have studied?
I was gonna do entrepreneurial business.
Okay.
I mean, you're taking a gap year. Are you planning on going to college still, or do you just?
It really depends.
It depends on what's rolling with the.
Like I have a marker of like how much I make this year. If I make that much, I'm not gonna go.
Okay. And if you don't, it means that you need to find another route.
Yeah.
I mean, could you even still model in college or?
Yeah. A bunch of people do it.
Oh, really?
But I would rather just like
Party.
If I'm gonna do something and I'm successful, I'm gonna do that like full
Yeah.
time. I'm
That's
not
how
gonna try
David
to
is,
go
too.
to college.
I mean, yeah. You got to find if you're doing it successfully. There's no
Yeah.
point in trying to do something else. You
Yeah.
got to
It
ride
really doesn't
ride the
make
wave, ride the
Yeah.
wave you're on, and just float that boat.
Yeah.
And for like right now, like if you want to be a business major, you really don't need college. Like for like entrepreneurial business, I really wouldn't need college
Yeah.
to do that.
You can learn
Unless
off
you're
of.
gonna be like
You can just learn off your practices and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can learn that online.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty much.
Would you say it's been a struggle to, I mean, watch all of your friends, watch all your peers, at least most of them go to school, while you're still, you're pretty much local, you move around.
Yeah.
Could you talk about that a little bit?
For like the first couple weeks when everyone left, it was a little bit hard. Not gonna lie, because I don't got my like usual friends I hang out with every weekend, or like I can't really hit up anyone to hang out. But like the first couple weeks is hard, but then like I started traveling more because of modeling.
How far do you travel? Is it just
Like it's anywhere like
in the nation?
Where have you traveled?
I'd say farthest I traveled by car would probably be like Kentucky or Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And like I'll go to LA or New York for work sometimes.
That's so cool.
So like after like in I think November 7th I'm going to New York for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'll be staying in New York. It's gonna be my first time staying there, so
That's gonna be a lot of fun, bro.
Like paid for by the agency, right?
No, you stay in like these model houses that I have for you.
Yeah.
And you'll pay like 50 or 60 a night. And it's not bad.
Yeah. I mean,
But, 50 to 60 a night in New York is not even a
that's
thing.
the biggest deal ever.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
And then
so.
you're getting paid even more since it's in New York, and you get bigger name brands, and it's just probably better for a model.
You should hit up a Knicks game when you go there.
I might.
Yeah.
I'll have time.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, I mean, not to like go all the way back to basketball, but I mean, like, you could become a coach if you're something. If it sounds like it's something you're really passionate about, right? Like, you could become a coach. You could become a recruiter. You could do a lot of stuff, right?
You become a model for an NBA team. You're like those guys. I don't even know. It's like when they have the
mannequin,
the games going on, and they show like the shop NBA store now, and you're like one of those people.
I mean, you're
like,
6'6", right?
Yeah. No, I'm coaching the St. Matt's team this year, like the 8th grade.
What grade?
8th. Varsity.
I'm 5th and 6th, or 6th grade. Carson King team.
I want to coach Holy Crows. I don't know if I can.
I did 5th grade last year. I coached my brother's team, but I'll probably do it again this year. And we had a rough time in the playoffs. There's nothing like the ICCL energy.
Dude, it's so.
The energy is just
unmatched.
different. Like
I don't know. I have so many like, we should actually talk this. I'll say this. My favorite story from ICCL is we were in some random Saturday morning, right? And we were in some random gym, and I don't even know who we were playing, but we were down at halftime. My coach comes in, and he's in the locker room. He punches a couple lockers. He starts cussing, getting in everyone's face. So
you're like 10 years old at the time, right?
I mean, I'm like 12 or 13, and people are crying. People on the team are crying, and we go out there, and one of our guys on the team hits a buzzer beater, and we win, right? And I'm like, I was so thankful, at a young age that my coach came in, punched lockers, started cussing at a bunch of Catholic kids. That's probably my favorite sports moment ever.
Yeah, I had one. It was against Stanley Clark. It was just one of those stupid scrimmages that Stanley Clark has to just set up all scrimmages because they're not in the league, and they're just like little losers.
They're all
doing their own thing or something.
I remember playing them.
And we were down like 20 by like Gabe. Gabe Nani?
Yeah.
We were down like 20 by Gabe Nani's team or something like that. And our coach in the locker room, he had one of those stupid clipboards with like the drawing and the marker and stuff. Slammed it against the wall. Keep in mind, this is like December 20th or something, like 5 days till Christmas. And so slams it against the locker, shatters into pieces. We like couldn't keep we laughed. Like we weren't crying like his team. We weren't crying like his team.
They were sad.
Yeah, you guys were sad like your coach was yelling at us. We were happy. We were laughing. We're dying laughing like, "Oh my god, he's spazzing out." Like you ever have that when like a teacher or something's just like yelling at you? It was like, God,
yeah, come on. Like,
I gotta laugh. Like
you're 40 years old there. Like chill out,
And so he's like throwing it, and we go out, and I think they end up beating us in the second half by 20. So we end up losing by 40. But let's just say the first practice after like our Christmas break or whatever, we bought him a new one, and it was just the funniest day ever because he was like so embarrassed by it.
What are your
experience.
Kaleo, what are your favorite ICCL moments?
Shoot,
You
I'd
played
say-
multiple sports, right? Like,
Did Darion ever dunk on you guys? Like
Oh no, he wasn't dunking in 7th grade.
8th grade year he was.
8th grade maybe.
He did it in one of our games.
Against you guys?
Yeah.
Really?
I was on the bench though, so
playing Deglin and Darion, like, it was an awful day. No matter what, like we go to school.
No,
I
had
wish
them.
I got sick.
I had to play them all 4 years. All 4 years, they're the champions.
Yep.
Like it wasn't even fair. Like
They were tough.
They had an NIL deal or something. I swear, like those guys are D1 worthy. Like they're insane. Like
Yeah, they're good.
on the same 8th grade basketball team. I don't know.
all right.
Yeah, it was tough. I think we went every time we played them. We only won 1 out of the 3 games that we played them.
And they're a year below you. So
So it was even made us even more like mad
yeah.
because we had a bunch.
Well, they had like Tricky was your grade, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if he
Very
was
tricky.
much of a factor, but
Yeah,
he's an athletic kid.
Yeah.
I'd say my favorite ICCL memory, my 8th grade year, I got my first dunking game. That was probably like
Yeah.
the best moment.
Like, had you dunked like out of games before, or it was kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm driving to the lane, might as well
Full of adrenaline.
try to
No.
slam this down.
Like the warm ups before, we were warming up and I just went up and I was dunked it. I was like, oh my gosh, no way.
So
Like,
in
it was
warm ups
like-
was your
yeah,
first
my
dunk ever?
First dunk
I thought
ever
that's not
was
even
like-
allowed.
It's not.
It wasn't, but no one like
No,
one ever
yeah.
dunked in ICCL.
Everyone was just like, who is this
So I
guy?
dunked. I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna maybe try this again. So
Yeah.
I got a fast break, got it open, hit a little rim grazer. I felt like I was on top of it.
Yeah.
I felt like a king.
Yeah.
Not many people get those. So
I'll say this. Well, do you guys have any like really embarrassing moments from
well,
ICCL?
I have one about you. So it was Christ King Holy Cross. I don't know. We lost them pretty much every year until like it depended if. Do you know Amir Roop?
Yeah.
So he was ineligible a lot for like grades or something. So
Oh,
like we
really?
always look like 3 of the games in
Okay.
7th and 8th grade year, and he wasn't in the game. So like Joey was like a big factor, and this one other kid.
I'll
they
say
were
this.
big factors of their teams, and so Joey like I think might have gotten a little overwhelmed because there was like a fast break layup. Someone got a steal. He was kind of cherry picking. He didn't make it back. They throw it full court to him. He's dribbling down. I remember this vividly. He goes up for the layup, throws it off the bat, throws it up, hits the bottom of the rim, comes straight down and hits him. It was like genuinely like the funniest moment. And this is like going to high school and seeing him, I was like, holy, like that's the kid.
And now we're best friends, and now we
Yeah,
just like.
I'm like that's the kid that threw the ball on the bottom of the rim and it
Okay.
came down and hit him in the face.
All right, keep in mind, right? So, I was point guard back then, right? And I was probably about 5'8", 220, right? Like
He was huge.
like, I was
Huge.
And I love basketball, but I cannot dribble, right? If I'm playing basketball, I'm posting up, I'm shooting. I'll do some good defense, but I could not dribble at all, right? So like I was they call me the triple double. It was assists, rebounds, and turnovers. And the turnovers, like 20 of them a game.
called you the triple double.
Yes. Also, because I'd eat like triple the amount of anyone else. But,
That's messed up.
yeah,
I mean, he would go to Subway and get 2 footlongs.
yeah, triple meat on each of them, bro. But I'll say that's an incredible moment. I'll say my most embarrassing moment. So, I was starter all 4 years. I was probably like 3rd best on the team. It wasn't that big of a deal, but I couldn't score at all. I definitely averaged like 1 point or 2 points a game.
He was just big.
Yeah, I'll get like a lot of rebounds and
Fouls.
I was a dimer. But my Dave and I's friend right now, he was on the basketball team and he was not a hooper at all. James Roberson, and so
he was on Holy Cross.
Yeah, and he hit a 3 before I hit a 3, and everyone.
Wait, J Rob hit a 3.
Hooper. J Rob was a hooper, and he hit a 3 before I hit a 3. And I went to school and they just made fun of me for it, and I was like, I don't think I ever made a 3. Like I would miss
sad.
wide open. I just could not score. The most I scored in a game was like 8 points, and ICCL and I thought I was one of the best. But
Man, sometimes I wish I could go back to my ICCL. days.
imagine like going back with the skill that you have now.
Ooh. That would be
Like you bring all the ICCL teams, all the kids that like quit basketball once they went to high school, and like all the ICCL teams play together. Like that'd be so cool. Like
It
I
would.
don't know.
It would.
Like a reunion game,
time.
kind of.
Yeah.
What?
That would
yeah.
be cool.
Yeah.
Because like it's like, I mean, you go to a Catholic, it's kind of a tight knit community.
Yeah.
Like you could get something that could be really cool.
Yeah.
Or like look back in the last 4 years who led the stats. You know, you go on the ICCL website. But do you have any really embarrassing stories? I don't know if you could top David's.
Shoot. So my sophomore year, so I used to do TikTok a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, because I mean, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Because you're a model.
Kind of. So I got a little bit of fame, and it was a St. Joe game.
Oh God, I can already. I already see this coming.
It was a packed game, and I walk in, and there's student sections there, and they got 3 cutouts of my face from the TikTok videos.
Yeah.
And the whole game, they're just chanting "TikTok boy, TikTok boy."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that messed my game up. Like I had like 8 points, and then like to tie it all together, we were up 52-50, and I got fouled for like last second free throws, and it was 1-on-1, and I missed out the back of the rim, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But we ended up winning. So.
Yeah, I mean,
A win's a win.
they can chirp, right?
Yeah.
Nah, St. Joe's a little ruthless though.
Yeah.
I kind of love it though.
I feel like you definitely had that other teams though too.
Yeah.
There's no way only St. Joe brought that up, right? Because I mean, Adams, like if they're like a TikTok famous guy, like
Oh, yeah,
our section always brings it up.
It was pretty much like through sophomore to senior
Yeah,
year
that they were
brought
just
it
like
up.
yeah.
I mean, but everyone cheers. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Did they get you on their bar stool, say anything, or?
No.
No.
Oh.
I've never been on anyone's bar stool, but I remember, I think it was sophomore year, Jerry, you know Jerry Bracey?
I think I recognize the name.
He got put on, I think it was Mishawaka's bar stool, and there's another dude with Latrell that was on our team. They were doing some stuff in the locker room, and it got put out of context, and someone posted on the Twitter on their bar stool.
Oh, and they were just getting flamed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
funny.
I don't know. That's kind of sad, but it's kind of funny.
I think it's fun. I think
Yeah.
like when like people are talking crap to each other on Twitter, and
Yeah,
it hypes up the game.
it gets hype. It
may like.
That's why high
Hate it
school
or love
sports
it,
are so good.
Hate it or love it, it gets personal, and
It
like
does.
you know, you can be the bigger person, but
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun to get those low blows.
sometimes it's fun. Like you just gotta let your emotions fly, and like you gotta be in. You know, I don't know. You know.
But like, you can't be talking if you're like
Yeah.
Gymtown or something like
Oh
that. You
yeah.
can't really be
Oh,
talking, like-
Gymtown. Yeah.
You can bring up. Yeah.
But if you're bad, you can't be talking like that.
Yeah.
But if you got 2 good teams and they're just back and forth, that just makes the whole game even
Yeah.
better.
Did you like when people would chirp at you? Like, did you grow to like it? Or
Yeah, because like Joey Garwood would like talk about how he wanted like people to yell at
like
him.
he wants us to really like just.
You know Joey Garwood, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
To be honest, I kind of just like block it out most
Oh,
of the time. Like,
yeah.
I'm just focused on the game. But like sometimes I'll like hear it.
You'll unlock. You'll like the adrenaline rush will
Yeah,
kind of die down. You'll lock in.
The
And
worst thing is when like you're taking the ball out and it's by the student section.
oh yeah.
The opposing team student section. That was the worst.
They're
They would
basically on the
touch
court.
you, they
It's
would-
basically like you should just have to go to the other
Yeah.
side. The
It-
refs
it
shouldn't even let
sucked.
that happen. But
It sucked. But that was like the only time that I would like hear it, and then.
yeah.
But it wasn't horrible. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It just makes
Yeah.
the game 10 times better.
Yeah, that's. What would you say? What would you say was more fun, ICCL basketball or Marion basketball? Just for a clip.
ICCL.
Sponsored by ICCL.
Yes.
No, I think they're.
They both have their love. I mean,
Yeah, they
both
have
of them
their-
are passionate kids. I mean, when you're in ICCL, it's life or death. You think you're like in the NBA Finals if in a regular season game.
Yeah.
Like
0-4 going 0-4 against another 0-4 team, right?
like yeah, you both the teams suck. None of you guys like only 2 or 3 of your players are gonna end up playing in high school.
JV.
Yeah.
You guys all suck, and it's like it's life or death, and I love that because it's like you got to have that passion in.
Yeah.
And
Is St. Matt's gonna be good this year when you coach him?
Sure, I don't know.
Do you know any other guys on the team, or I mean?
No, I gotta meet the kids first. I think tryouts are like November or something.
Yeah, it's coming up.
So we'll see.
You gotta have like a parent.
I sadly can't have tryouts for my team because it's only 6th grade.
Oh,
but
okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
6th grade doesn't have tryouts.
Yeah, that's
7th and 8th
we,
grade has tryouts.
we never did trials for Holy Cross.
Oh.
You just made it. We weren't that bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, okay. Well, I don't even know what to say. Like, what are your future plans right now? Right.
I'd say long term, I want to definitely get into investing more. Definitely like crypto, and then maybe like buy like some land here, and just like or flip a house. That's
Yeah, that would be so much fun.
yeah, like that. Like wholesaling, that type of stuff would be like that's my main goal. What I want to do because it's so like easy to make commission on stuff that I've been watching and how to do it. And I feel like that's why I could really get into like modeling after I'm done with modeling. Because you know, like a model only has like, I mean, you could have like as long as you want, but I only want to be. A model.
You don't really see 60-year-old models.
Yeah, I only want to be a model for like a certain amount of time.
You know, but I know you were like in Moxie, but Jake Wozniak, his thing was kind of like that. It was it was like a real estate group, but like he was part of like the flipping part of it.
Okay.
So the guy he connected with or something would buy the house and he would like bring it up and flip it a little bit and then resell it, and he got like commission or something.
So entrepreneurship is something that you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So being self-taught on certain things, and that's what kind of entrepreneurship is you're self-taught, you teach yourself, you learn. You learn through, rather than learning through book, learning through a teacher's like talking, you're learning through experiences. You go out, you do something, you get that feedback back, you learn from your mistakes, you learn from your wins, and it's just like, you can keep growing.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I didn't really like about school.
Yeah.
That like I was good in school, but I hated like going to class. I hated learning from a book, doing homework. I'd rather be doing like actual stuff out in the world, like learning geometry. If I don't want to be an engineer,
architect or something,
I don't want to do that. Like, I'd rather do something that's going to be more focused on what I want to do in my future, rather than doing a bunch of stuff that you're really not going to need in life.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is just pointless. A lot of it. What would you say, like through modeling and then through basketball, are like the most important lessons that you've learned that you're gonna take with you?
Shoot.
Just put you on the spot. That might be too hard of a question.
I would say probably always work hard. You know, you gotta be the hardest working dude in the room, definitely, to be successful, and be patient. Just wait on your time. You know, it's not gonna. You can't get rich quick. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Even if you're making a bunch of money, like there's rich and there's wealthy. You want to be wealthy. Wealthy is like you got money for days. Rich.
Well, you could also say wealthy is like you're rich in multiple different ways. So you're rich in your love for whatever. You're rich in your family. You're rich in your happiness. You're rich in your emotions. You're rich in then you're rich in your bank. And so richness really is
like
wealthy, but like wealthy is like 25% a bunch of different riches. Yeah. So you got to get riches up in different things to then become wealthy.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like if you're not doing like what makes you happy, is not gonna be worth doing, because you're just going through the motions. Yeah. I'd rather be doing something that I'm passionate about, something that I like doing, rather than just like not doing something and making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But if I can do something that makes me happy and make a lot of money, it's plus. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, that's kind of why Dave and I do this. I mean, it's the podcast. It's not a moneymaker. No, like, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's something that we're passionate about, and it's, you know, it's really cool to get people on who, I mean, I knew who you were, obviously, you know, but I, you know, didn't think I was going to have a conversation with you. And then, you know, you look up to people and you think, oh, they're some sort of god. They're awesome, right? And then it humanizes them, you know, to actually have a conversation, to realize, you know, sure, these people might be the best basketball players in our city. You know, they might be in stores, their pictures, but, you know, you have struggles. You know, I think that's really cool.
I think definitely, like, something when you get out of high school, you just start, like, thinking, like, it doesn't make sense to tear someone down and not help someone out. Like, it's better if you support rather than hate. Like, there's no need for hate at all. Like, you should just be supporting everyone that you know, rather than tearing them down for doing something that they like doing or that makes them successful.
Yeah, I've always, especially with something I've learned, like with Dave and I starting this project, is like being the bigger person.
Yeah.
Right. Someone says, oh, you know, we don't like you. Me and my friends don't like you. I'm like, you know, that's cool. I like y'all. Like, you know.
I like y'all.
I mean, like, you know, you don't know me as a person. Like, I'm sure I haven't heard anything. I'm sure you're a great person, you know. But I feel like some people, you just go through a phase where you're a hater, and then it teaches you a lot, and you learn what not to do.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
I mean, you're always gonna be like, if you don't know someone, you're always gonna have like preconceived notion of what they are. But before you even actually know them, like you can't really know who a person is.
Yeah. How are you gonna hate on somebody without even having a conversation with them?
I mean, I've been a suspect of that. I've done that before. Like I'm not joking. Like it happens, but you just gotta like think again. Like they could be cool. You just don't know until you actually meet a person.
Yeah. No, I love that. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about or touch on?
I don't know. Like, when did you guys start this podcast?
We started this August 9th.
August 9th?
Yep.
Okay.
It was,
we're like 2 or 3 months in.
Yeah, we're 3 months in.
Okay.
We've been in the studio for about a month, but
I don't think it's been a month.
You don't think it's been a month?
I don't know how long it's been.
We've been in it for the last 6 episodes, so it's probably been 3 weeks to a month.
Yeah. You guys already have 6 episodes?
No, we already have you're gonna be episode 18.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that's been working.
No, we started doing 2 a week now. So, yeah.
No, it's kind of a grind.
Yeah, but deep down, like, once everyone starts interacting with it and showing their love, and we show love to the love, it's just like, I don't know.
But like the most fun thing is just like having people on and like having a 40-minute conversation, right? Yeah. No, that's my favorite. My favorite part is something like this, right? Like in the beginning, I'd get kind of nervous. You're meeting someone new, but now it's like,
we know each other now.
Yeah, like you're yourself on it. We're all ourselves, and like, why wouldn't it's awesome.
Yeah. Have you guys seen it been like growing?
Oh yeah. So we went from like being like 100 views per episode to now
like
with like Spotify and YouTube combined, we're getting like 350 to 450.
That's awesome.
And we're getting we've had 2 over 500.
Yeah, well that's just on YouTube by itself.
Yeah.
With Spotify involved, it's probably around 700, but yeah.
People know us, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, like everyone.
I think I heard about you guys through Michiana Hoops.
Yep.
Because I know you guys.
Yeah,
he was on episode 13.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And we're trying like with him as well. We're trying not to just do high schoolers, right?
Yeah.
Right, like obviously most people who listen to us are high schoolers.
Yeah.
Like we want to branch out and get
more newer demographic.
Yeah, like.
Gotcha.
Because then it shows more of the people that you can stay in your group, stay in your like
your niche,
your demographic or your niche, and you can expand off of that and to other ones and really just form a bigger community.
Gotta get uncomfortable sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
For sure. So if you guys are still listening, can you tell? Wait, no.
You gotta stop saying that, because everyone should still be listening.
Okay. So you finish it off.
All right. Thank you for all. No, you're the ender. You're the ender.
I'm also the starter. Do you want to?
No, you're better at ending. Just don't.
Okay. Well, I know every single person is still here. So since you guys are still listening, you want to go check out Kaleo. Kaleo, can you tell them where they can find you and the stuff that you do?
You can get my Instagram at Kaleo Kakalia.
Such a cool last name.
I got Twitter. That's pretty much just Kaleo. But that's pretty much it for right there, though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yep. Check out Kaleo. He's an awesome dude. And then check us out on our other platforms. So it's YouTube Chips and Chops Podcast, Spotify Chips and Chops Podcast, TikTok Chips and Chops Podcast,
Apple Podcasts. Ooh,
Yes.
voice crack. What was that? The ICCL in me, all the voice cracks having an ICCL just came out. What?
What else? We're on Instagram, Chips and Chops Podcast. And then thank you again to our sponsors, Stockroom East, Axel Barrera, and Evan Winnicky. All right, peace. Bro, that was awesome.